Hey guys, so in today's video I'm just doing two different variations of my previous upload with the Christmas bow nail, and if you haven't seen that you should definitely go check it out. But I just decided that I really liked it and I wanted to do two different patterns with it. So I'm starting out, I already did a base layer of this same blue that I'm using for the bow. I decided to cut that part out just for time's sake. But I am showing the 3D art. So I wait until that starts to cure up a little bit, and then I'm going to place it on the nail, and I kind of am just working from there. I create the other side of the bow, and this time I decided to add a little bit more depth and realism to the bow, and you'll see that a little bit later. So now I'm working on the first ribbon, and this one's different from my previous nail in the last video in that I'm folding this over a little bit to give it a little bit of a twist. So now I'm adding a gel top coat just to the base layer of the nail. In hindsight, I wish I would have done this afterwards, after I did the nail art on the bow, just because for some reason you'll see later, the acrylic powder that I used stuck to the gel, and I'm not really sure why. So it kind of made it come out a little bit cloudy, but I'd spent so long on this nail, I just didn't want to have to redo it. But if you're repeating this, you probably won't have an issue, but for some reason the top coat that I'm using caused issues. Moving on, I fully cured the top coat in my lamp, and then I'm moving on and I'm using a white gel to outline the entirety of the bow, and I'm not curing it. I am simply using some white acrylic and I'm putting it over the wet gel, the wet white gel, and then I just flash cure that to keep it in place, and then I repeat it throughout the whole bow. So as you can see here, the acrylic powder really did just stick to the top coat. I tried everything. I tried to wipe it with water. I used rubbing alcohol. I tried a little bit of acetone. I could not get that cloudiness to go away. The only way I could have was if I guess, filed off the top coat and redid it. But it did it also to the bow itself, which I kind of saw coming because I didn't top coat that part quite yet. But nonetheless, so I'm moving on and I'm just making some little tiny snowflakes as small as I could get them. And I'm using the same white gel and I'm going to do the same thing, just put the white acrylic powder over the bows and flash cure them for about 10 seconds. And when I'm putting the powder on, I'm kind of letting it sit for maybe like 5 or 10 seconds just to let it really soak in there. And if I need to put a little bit of extra in, I do that. And then I flash cure. So now I'm moving on to the other nail, and I just did a base coat of a dark Christmas green acrylic, and then I'm going in with a dark red to do the bow. And right here I'm just making a really long strip that I'm going to put along the whole length of the nail. Then I'm going to do a cross strip, and then I'm putting the bow on top of all of that. Alright, so I skipped the rest of the bow just because it's pretty similar to the first one. But now I'm going in with some green acrylic paint and I'm making a little bit of a plaid design along the strips and the bow to make it look like a little present. So now I'm adding in some gold gel, gold sparkly gel along all the edges of the bow. And to complete this nail, I'm top coating the bow part to make that glossy as well. So these are the completed nails with the one from my previous video, and I have to say I definitely like the last one the best, but let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you next time.